Hello everyone, welcome to the other semifinals of the FIDE Grand Prix 2022 in Belgrade, Serbia. We went into the tiebreaker. This semi is between Andreikin and Giri. All right, it's very disappointing for Anish. He had his chances, especially in the classical part, but unfortunately he missed all of them. Let's take a look at the last game. Anish was white, e4, Andreikin c5, knight f3, e6, d4 takes, knight takes into d4, knight c6. We have the time maneuveration of the Sicilian, knight c3, a6, knight takes, takes on c6. We have the Sicilian transposition here. Bishop d3, d5, castles knight into f6, queen f3, bishop b7, rook to e1, bishop into e7, or normal developing moves, queen g3. All right, here black played an interesting h5 move, a novelty, by the way. Now, the main line here is castles, bishop h6, and then knight e8, right? Then the bishop goes back to f4, rook c8. Then rook ad1, and then knight goes back to f6. If you want to draw, you go bishop h6, knight e8, bishop f4. Maybe Giri was hoping for that one, yeah. Just kidding. Okay, so h5. Giri went for h3. Okay, let's take a look at queen takes g7. Is it possible? It is, but okay, rook g8, queen into h6, queen b6. Black's pieces are quite active, and the king is not so safe. Pawn c5 and d4 or c4. This bishop opens up. The rook is there. Queen b6 also threatens. Queen takes f2 and then knight g4. Right? So probably that was the reason why he went for h3 to stop the knight g4 threat. King f8, typical. Bishop f4, h4. Queen f3, king g8. Okay. Rook d1, knight into h5. Bishop h2, bishop d6. Takes, takes. e5. Space for white. h5 knight is on the rim. White should be winning, yeah? Queen b4, but it wasn't meant to be for Giri. Why? Why? Knight e2. Okay, not allowing knight f4. g6 was played. It's not possible to take on b2 forwards here because rook b1 just loses the bishop on b7. All right, g6, trying to reposition the knight from h5 to g7 into f5. c3, queen goes back to e7. b4, a5, a3. Okay, bishop a6. Finally, a line for the bishop. A bad bishop on b7, trying to exchange on that. Good bishop on d3. Knight d4. Okay, this exchange favors black a little bit because it wasn't doing anything on b7. Queen takes d3, maybe not the best capture. Queen into b7, rook to b1, queen a6. Pressure is mounting, so the mistakes are coming up for both sides. b5 takes, rook takes b5, knight into g7, rook to b1. White has the control of the only open file, the b file. Queen c8, rook to b6. I'm not too sure, but rook b6. Why not rook b7? Yeah. Well, rook on the 7th rank. Why b6? Not for sure about this move. Why so passive here? That's rook b7. Okay, if let's say knight f5, queen goes back to d2, try to go g5 and F6, yes. Okay, rook H5 to stop that one. Knight F3, knight G5. Right. The weak point, the weakest point on F7, the seventh rack, the control of the seventh. Why B6? It's a basic principle, yeah. The rook should control the open file and the seventh rank. Okay, Queen C5, Queen F3. Even this move, Queen F3 is attacking F7, yeah. Why not here? Rook F8, rook into B8. Okay, Queen takes A3. And here he captured F8. Infiltrate, Queen F6. I think Queen F6 should win on the spot. I couldn't find a way to defend here for black. And it's a simple move, I guess. What was he worried about 98? Maybe he was worried, but takes, yes. Takes, and the beautiful knight takes e6. It's possible. Yeah, because the rook cannot take, there is rook b8. And then if here, rook takes h8, mate. If we capture with this one, queen takes g6, king into f8, back to f6, king g8, queen g5, or rook b7, OMG. Okay, queen g5 first to stop queen c1, yeah, queen g5 to stop queen c1. And then if king f7, for example, rook b7, yeah. Rook e7, queen f6, rook takes, queen takes, mate, everywhere, mate. Anywhere in the world is mate, yeah. He might have missed knight e6. It's a sorry miss by Giri, knight takes e6. Oh, he has missed so much. Maybe he missed his family also. Being away from his family for quite some time. Missing moves also, yeah. Okay, there's rook h7 to protect g7, but then again, knight c7. The rook has to go back because e6 is also coming. And the knight takes d5, threatening knight e7. You have to go back to e8, for example. Yeah. Then e6, what to do? Once you get that e6 push, game over. Yeah. Okay, there's another take, but queen takes this rook or this rook falls. Pick your poison. He captured f8. Queen takes f8, giving black some lifeline. Knight into c6, wrong plan. Queen c5. Rook to b7. Knight f5. Knight into e7, king g7, and the hallucination here, knight takes g6. The queen c6. Okay, very low on time, so what can you do? The knight is trapped. Queen takes on c3, king is safe. Check. Queen takes f2. Queen. Okay, check first. Queen takes e5, another pawn. Queen e3 is nice. Queen g3. And then nice queen h1 to simplify. And then g3 takes on h5, king s6. The rest is just a matter of technique here. King e5, d4, pass pawn. The principle of two weaknesses: this pawn or this pawn. Knight into f4. Knight comes into play. King b5, of course. Knight into e6. Takes. This pawn is hopeless. The knight can stop that any time. King's d3. King c4. King into b3. All right, stopping the pawn to go further. King c2, off the knight e6, just d2. Okay, if you capture the knight, for example, promote, you push the pawn, queen to d6, threatening the king, and the knight protects h8, winning still for black. And with the win, Andreikin reaches the finals, he will play Richard Rapport in the finals of the Belgrade Grand Prix 2022. And for Giri, better luck next time. Giri will still play the next leg back to Berlin, but the chances for qualifying the candidates is very slim now for Giri, but not for Andreikin. Okay, so that was it. Sorry, miss, for Giri in this Belgrade Grand Prix 2022. But it happens. It happens to even to the best of them. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But this is a very big loss because it's a qualifying for the World Championship, from the Grand Prix to the candidates to the World Championship. All right, so congratulations to Andreikin. Good luck in his finals against Richard Rapport. It will be an exciting finals, both original thinkers. And we'll continue our coverage tomorrow of the finals between Andreikin and Richard Rapport. This is Coach Oliver. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.